Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Smith. If you've ever found yourself achieving success, being really good at what you do, but feeling burned out and disconnected from joy and meaning in life, what I'm talking about today is really for you. It's for us, driven people. We've mastered skills that fuel achievement, but those same skills might be keeping us from experiencing true joy. Today, I want to explore how to evolve beyond success, beyond focusing on a myopic view of success as that which we get through achievements at work and through things like sports and education, and to learn the skills that bring more balance and presence into our lives. So let's first talk about the value of this drive that we have. And I'm going to call it drive superpower. We don't want to get rid of this thing. We just want it to live in balance. So, driven people have extraordinary skills for persistence, resilience, a hunger to succeed. I've been studying the biology of how drive works for years with high performers and people recovering from really stressful, difficult experiences like trauma. What I want to say is that we're wired. What we found out is that we have a unique reward system that thrives on external validation, praise from a coach, recognition at work, or the satisfaction of a completed project. It's what pushes us to achieve in business, sports, education, beyond. So, can you relate to thriving when you're on the clock, deadline driven, feeling really truly fulfilled when you're immersed in urgency and in the world of work? Now let's talk about the downside. So drive has some superpowers. It's got some real value. Let's talk about drive downside. Here's where the problem begins. Our brains can get stuck chasing that next hit of achievement. We start acting like animals in animal model research addiction experiments, pressing the button over and over and over again to get that hit of achievement. The result, burnout, exhaustion, lack of joy. When the only skill and reward sensitivity that we've honed is focused on achievement and success in this one focus of work, we miss out on soft skills that bring deeper fulfillment, joy, connection, peace, beauty. So, have you struggled to turn off your drive? Drop a comment if downtime or time with others feels uncomfortable or even anxiety provoking for you, that you're not sure how to be when you're having downtime or trying to pursue other aspects of life other than work and drive. But what I want to talk about now is how we start to think about moving to diversify beyond just focusing our drive on developing success at work and in the financial sort of accolade based part of life. So, I want to talk about identity diversity as an antidote. So, how do we break free of this cycle of applying our drive so specifically towards and myopically towards becoming somebody or something? The answer lies in developing a more flexible identity, one that allows us to shift from work to relationships to hobbies to beauty and joy and connection and back to work. So I want to show you kind of how this looks visually. I see a lot of focus on building the muscle using this drive capacity, this special biology towards work, success, career. That's all good and well. It builds the foundation. It's a superpower in one sense. But that same drive can be applied to other aspects of life, like relationship depth. We know that when people have deep, meaningful relationships, that their lives are healthier, that they thrive, that they have more sense of joy and beauty in their lives. It can be applied towards hobbies, so filling out and developing community with people that share interests of yours. It can be developed towards beauty and many, many other places. And we could break each of these down What types of relationships, what types of hobbies, what types of things that help us pursue beauty. So, the reason that this matters is that when one area of your life is tough, let's say that work is really challenging, and I've been building studies in really hard to, and interventions in really hard to reach populations that need these kinds of interventions that we're talking about here today for many years, and it's challenging. So work can be really frustrating, and worse, it can fail at times. So when work and success and career aren't giving you back the things that provide your life with a sense of wholeness and meaning, how do you shift flexibly towards other places in life that can give you the kind of feedback that make your life feel whole? So I'm going to say it another way. When one area of your life is tough, having a diverse identity allows you to pivot and find balance elsewhere. So your drive, it can really actually help you build these other aspects, but you'll need new tools. This allows you to start thinking about running the marathon of life and career rather than sprinting and collapsing, which is where overwork and burnout occur. So we've got this idea that identity diversity is really an important concept. It helps us to start think about how to apply our drive differently. But there's a problem. It's hard to do. I want to talk about the idea of crossing this chasm. So think about you, where you are, focused myopically on being somebody, being successful in this world, and where you want to get to. Because you've spent so much time building the muscle of achievement on this side of this, you have to cross down through this valley and climb back up the other side, and it takes time and effort to cross this chasm where it's most comfortable to stay on the achievement side. It's most comfortable to continue to seek and pursue increasing levels of success and challenge in your work and spending your time there because that's where your musculature has been built. But that's not where joy and presence live. And it takes time and effort to cross through things that we don't have as much experience with. So here's the real challenge. The gap between achievement and joy is wide. Your biology has trained you to seek these rewards that come from work: praise, validation, achievement. But crossing this chasm means learning to tolerate the discomfort of trying something new while you rewire yourself for new rewards like connection and presence and slowing things down. So let's try this metaphor. When winter turns to spring and summer in the Rocky Mountains, wildflowers begin to come out en masse. The wildflower time's also in correspondence with the most active time for rattlesnakes. So let's say you go for a walk in that place and you're surrounded by literally millions of wildflowers. Unbelievable. And you almost step on one rattlesnake. Millions of wildflowers, you almost step on one snake. It's sunning itself on the trail. Which aspect of that walk, that outing, that hike, are you going to remember the most? The answer, based on both lived experience and neuroscience, is that you are going to remember the rattlesnake. Fine, that's what we're wired for. But my question is this: does that mean that the wildflowers cease to exist? Are they no less concrete and real? We have to work to see them, and we're wired to attune for challenge and threat, success and achievement, fear of failure driving us. We are very much wired to live attuned to gather and conserve resources for opportunities and things that keep us alive from a resource conservation standpoint. But it doesn't mean that beauty and joy don't exist. They very much do. These are just things that live below the threshold of survival, and therefore we have to work to see them and cultivate them. We have to build muscle in this uncertain place. So can you relate? Have you felt what we call dissonance between wanting joy and presence, but not really knowing how to get there? Comment below. Practical steps forward. We're not going to start big. We're going to start small. Actually, this is what I do with patients, clients. This is what I do with clients all the time. Grab a cup of coffee in the morning, walk in the woods, and just be with that. Experience all the senses associated with that. These moments of presence are just like a muscle. We build them with practice. And every time you feel the urge to dive back into work or stress, challenge yourself to re enter and recenter in the moment. So the goal isn't to abandon your drive. It's a good thing that you have it, but to learn when to let your guard down and experience the softer, more beautiful parts of life intentionally and learn to live in the discomfort in the meantime of doing that new thing. So thanks for joining me today. Remember that success doesn't have to mean sacrificing joy. You have the capacity and amazing biology and power to build a life where they both coexist. And I'd love to guide you through it. So I'd love also for you to subscribe to this channel if you're getting some value out of it, and get ready to take your life beyond achievement and into true fulfillment. Drop a comment below. What's one small step that you'll take today to cultivate more presence and joy?